Okay, good morning everyone, and thank you so much for joining me from around the world and in the United States. This is Wellness Wednesday. We wait for Dax to give us a call and join us on Skype for talking about wellness today. But in the meantime, until he gets here, I just want to, talk about Obamacare for a minute. Well, first of all, there was no handshake between President Obama and Iran's President Rouhani. No handshake, because Iran said, oh, it wouldn't look good at home to see they're cozying up. And, ouch, there was no meeting either. But Iran seems to want the U.S. to lift the world actually to lift all the sanctions. So are they just kind of dangling the olive branch, but they really don't mean it? Is it Ronald Reagan who said, trust but verify? I guess we're doing a lot of verifying of the Iranians right about now. Why did they not want a handshake or a meeting? The president did not even cross paths with President Rouhani. Who knew? And the Wacko show, sideshow, fake filibuster, cruisathon continues in the Senate. What, the Senate doesn't have any work to do today? They can't figure out a way to get Mr. Ted Cruz to fall down? 20 hours and counting. You know, there's a problem with guys who just think they're smarter than everybody else. Guys who go to Harvard and Princeton, who believe that if you did not go to Harvard and Princeton, you're not worthy to speak to. You're not worthy to study with. You're not worthy at all. If you listen to Ted Cruz's interview with GQ magazine, who are actually calling him wacko. So what do we make of this? Can somebody tell me, please? Somebody, where you are in the world to speak about this. Because this is actually crazy. When politicians go to the extreme of doing a filibuster, which we all know is fake, because what he wants is not what he's going to get, and what he is standing there for is what he already signed off to go through. Why do we allow politicians to lie to us, and yet we continue to support them? I am telling you to stay home for 2014. Do not vote for anyone, and let them go back and say, wow, we actually need our constituents. We actually need their votes. And let's just keep that in mind in our back, in your back pocket for 2016. Because I am begging you, please, to stay home for 2014. All of the midterm elections, you need to stay at your house, go get a job, find food for your family, try to get your house from underwater. Do the things that affect you, because politicians are not there to fight your battles, because they simply want to make a name for themselves. So Mr. Ted Cruz, he makes a wonderful name for himself, but at what cost? Because we do know that Obamacare will take effect October 1. And January 1, 2014, it will explode. And guess what? Have you ever thought about what your grandmother taught you? The fact that they're fighting against it so much, there has to be something good in it. People in some states are paying $11 a month for health care. Have you ever heard that before? Go and check the history book of Medicare and how they fought it. And now, no one wants to touch my Medicare. So why do we believe that government should not exist, but we insist on trying to keep that government job that we have as senator and as congressman or woman? How does that work in the realm of the Holy Ghost, God, Jesus? Oh my God. How does it work that politicians are allowed to lie every single day while not we, because I don't believe anything they say. You are so gullible. You sit there, the Tea Party people. It's like you give them some meat and they're fighting for the red meat. Or you give them some free stuff and they're busting down the door to get in to get the free stuff. That's how those Tea Party people look at all those town hall meetings that Ted Cruz had over the summer. And would you like to tell me that none of those people are intelligent enough? Did any of them go to Harvard or Princeton? Or are they just a bunch of gullible fools who are listening to politicians take them down the journey to be drowned? Ted Cruz and the Republicans in Congress cannot stop Obamacare. And what are they afraid of? That people are actually going to go to the exchanges, sign up, and young people, you need to go sign up because you need health care. You don't know when you're going to get sick, whether you're 13 or 19. And when you're 13, you could end up in the hospital and some crazy nurse try to kill you too. How about that? That's what happened to my child. Crazy nurse wanting to go to sleep because nurses who do the night shift, a lot of them, not all of them, some of them just want to go to sleep. So you need to sleep and shut up. So if you have some pain and some aches and you're crying out, they will do anything to get you to sleep. Did you know that? Well, I'm here to tell you that, and I'm not getting it off the internet. I'm telling it to you, and it's in my book, Deadly Negligence, available on Amazon.com and on my website, DianaWhiteTV.webs.com, for you to read it, for you to see it, for you to be shocked by it. But God. So why do we sit and listen to the theatrics and watch the theatrics of all these politicians? Rand Paul got up and asked some questions. I think he was just trying to embarrass Cruz to shut up. But Cruz was not buying into that. Mitch McConnell dumped him in the sea. He still didn't stop. What will stop him? Believers out there, God will. Because God only gives you a chance, to let you act stupid. And then he just cuts your legs off. Yeah, he does. Read your Bible and you'll know that he does. When you're stupid, foolish, acting ridiculous, your legs will get cut off at the knees. So please, Senator Ted Cruz, stop trying to cook up that red meat amongst your other crazy Tea Partiers. They're already crazy. You don't want to make them any more crazy. So what are we doing? What are we up to? What is our issue? What is our problem in this country? Because we have these politicians, we elect them and we re-elect them, and only when they're out of office, they talk sense. Or they go write some book and make millions, or go and head up some big company and make millions, while we are sitting here counting our pennies. What do? Stay home from elections. Do not vote anyone else in. Or if you do go to the polls, just blast everyone that's in and vote them all out. How about that? My goodness, I have never seen anything so ridiculous in my entire existence of life. So, I want to ask you another question today. Who are you allowing to influence you in your life? Because the voice you hear, the voice that influences you in your life, is the voice that's going to take you up or take you down. Make sure you're among people who have influence, who are successful. If you can't be around those people, don't be around the stupid ones, because they'll take you to the drowning. Because I guarantee you that I can take you, I don't care what you know, what you don't know, put you with some people who are successful for about 3 months or 6 months, and after a while, you'll be speaking and sounding just like them. Yeah, 6 months. If I take you to learn Spanish in Spain and leave you there for 6 months to a year, I guarantee you, you will be speaking quite a bit of Spanish at the end of that 6 months or a year. So why don't we try to surround ourselves with positive, influential people? And if you can't get to them, because you know those influential people, when you try to get to them, you get the roadblock of their secretaries and their assistants and their executive assistant and their personal secretary and ooh. And I'm going to call out T.D. Jakes. He talks about try to get mentor and be mentored, and also Joel Osteen, try to write them and try to get them to be your mentor and see how far you get. You won't get beyond that phone call and that voicemail that you left or that person you spoke to. That's it. So our preachers are lying to us and our politicians are lying too. Who do we trust? Who do I trust? The mighty one, God, through his son Jesus. That's it. Because that's the only true trust that you have. God is the only spirit, because you don't see him, that you can rely on. Will never disappoint or let you down. He might come later than you want him to come, but I trust and I tell you today, he will be there. Because he loves you. And he wants you to love who he made you to be. Hence, International I Love Me Day declared on the Diana Wright Show. The first year was 2013. The second year will be 2014. April 30th, 2014 is International I Love Me Day. What do you plan to do for yourself on that day? By the way, September 22nd was Wife Appreciation Day. I didn't get any appreciation. Did you? Did anyone even know that it was Wife Appreciation Day? I don't think so. No one knew that it existed. So I'm asking you to tell every single person that you know about April 30th being International I Love Me Day, because we have to include everyone. We're a global society. We're not just little Americans over here. Global is our societies. We all interconnect at some point. So we just want you to know that you need to bring yourself to that level of influence. Don't allow stupid people to influence you with their stupid thoughts. So Senator Ted Cruz went around the country and he influenced a whole lot of people who are just as foolish. But don't you see, in different states like Kentucky, they're using Obamacare and calling it a different name. Hello, it's still Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act. And Mr. President Barack Obama, the people in Congress and the Senate and their staff should not be exempted. Everyone should feel the same pain and have the same benefits. The people in Congress are no more special than I am, or you are. The people in the Senate are no more special than you are, or I am. President Obama and his family are no more special than my family or your family. So why should they be getting special treatment? They're already being special because they have the place of power and they can use it against us or for us if they so desire. So why do we continue to vote for these people and put them in office and then they don't give a crap about us? What do they care about? How much money can I raise for my next election, which is normally 4 or 6 years away now. So this midterm, you need to go and vote against everybody who did not listen to you. Either that or you stay home. That's what you need to do. Because politics just seem not to be anything but tricks. I think it was Peter Tosh in Jamaica who made a song about politics or something like that. Yeah. Let's keep that in mind as we go about our day and acting as if, whoa, everything is so wonderful and rosy. Is it now? No, it's not. We're going to take a break and come back in just a moment right here on the Diana Wright Show. Right about now, we're going to take that break. Hello, everyone. It doesn't matter who you are, how rich you are, how poor you are. But there has to be a point in your life, and you will come to that point, where you have to take someone you love to the hospital. But have you ever considered that you could take that loved one, in my case, my only child, to the hospital in a normal state, and then you leave 5 months later, brain damaged, in a wheelchair, without your senses? This is my true story, Deadly Negligence, the book, available on Amazon and at my website, dianawrighttv.webs.com. I'm asking you today to get a copy. Support my story. Let us get this out there, because this story will captivate you. It will shock you. It will give you hope. It will increase your faith and make you believe in miracles again. Thank you for picking up your copy today. And just in case you know Oprah Winfrey or Tyler Perry or Mr. Levinson, let them know this is worth a movie. Thank you. Get your copy today. Okay, we are back. Yes, we're back. We are back. It's wonderful how you can actually teach yourself just about everything just with a little assistance from one of your influential, positive friend, Pastor Blackwood from Atlanta, Georgia, in Marietta, and of course Alive Christian Center. He just knows quite a bit about these things. So thank him again for teaching me a lot of the tricks of getting you this broadcast every single day, Monday through Friday. From at 10:30 we're live, but of course if you miss the show, we invite you and we beg you, please go to the website and watch the show, dianawrighttv.webs.com. Easy to find. Surf through, go and look at all the videos you have not seen, go to my web store, buy my t-shirt, buy my book, whatever. Come on now, help a sister out. All right, so we continue here because I want to point out to you that in some states, I did say $11, a $10 bill and a $1 bill, you can now get health care in some states. Why are the Republicans fighting against it so much? And it's going to help you, the poor people. Do you know that poor people and middle class, well, there's no middle class, so I call everybody poor people, including myself. I'm not poor though. I'm rich. I'm rich in the Holy Spirit and rich in wealth and rich in prosperity from God. No. But just say everyone is below the 2%ers. Do you realize that you're the majority? Do you realize that you have the power to put in or take out any politician that's in office? Do you realize that? Do you know your power? Do you know your strength? Do you know who you are? You are the ones who put them there. So why are you continuing to let them lie to you and you believe it? What is that about? Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Anyway, I just wanted you to remember that $11. Lots of you buy crazy things that you don't really need. Cigarettes and alcohol and stuff. You can now go to the exchanges and buy insurance courtesy of President Barack Obama. The Affordable Care Act, Obamacare. They're calling it all kind of names in different states. But it's still Obamacare. Do not allow them to pull the sheet over your face. Let them not have any more room to lie to us. So I'm checking my monitor over here to see if Mr. Ted Cruz is going to hang it up. Anyway, are you feeling the economic recovery? Are you feeling it? Haha. Or there are positive signs in the economy that it's growing very slowly, 1 to 2%. But is it only the rich that seems to be reaping all the benefits? Because all the people I talk to are still worried about the job that they don't have and they can't find. The job they have and they think it's going to go away. And the money that they don't have to buy food, clothes, pay their rent, their mortgages, or get their house from underwater. Their mortgages from underwater because there's no program that really does that. And stop letting tell you, they're telling us about all this wonderful things that's happening in the housing market. Who are buying the houses, please? Rich investors from New York. Blackstone, I think, is one of them. And all these hedge fund guys, who are coming to Florida and buying up all this property, and Florida is so ecstatic about it. And guess what? They're buying them cash. So who are those people? Are those the middle class? Are those lower income people? No. Because those lower income people or those middle class people who tried their best to buy a house, most of them are underwater. Meaning, I'm sure you know the meaning, they owe more than the house is worth. Can you imagine if Jamie Dimon and one of those big guys, the man who heads up, what is it, Mr. Goldfried or whatever his name is, who heads up Goldman Sachs, if they did an investment and they paid $500,000 for it and today it's worth less than $200,000, what would they do? Maybe they need to start telling us their secrets so we can do it too. It's quite amazing to see how all the wealthy people, all the bankers, everyone, they've all, survived this thing and gained back all the losses that they had. But little people, ordinary people, as the movie was titled, still struggle, still have pain. Some are still sleeping in their cars. Children are going to school without breakfast, not by choice. And the soup kitchen is their only meal. They can't afford the rent. They're being kicked out by their landlords. What do? How do we solve this problem? I'm here to tell you that I think the way to solve the problem is for each and every one of us to pray. And when I say pray, I don't mean just a little prayer for yourself. Pray for the country to recover. Because if America recovers, we hopefully will benefit, not just the rich. And I truly believe that only God can solve the problems that we have these days. Because there are many problems. Okay, let's see who is... Okay, it must be some crazy person calling me from some no-name. I like when these people call you from these anonymous numbers. I am not going to answer my phone to anyone who is anonymous. And any number I don't recognize, I am not answering my phone either. Hello, how about that? So, we'll see how that works. I guess Dax is not joining us today, so we're just going to continue here. Did you know that marriage has great benefits? Oh my goodness. If you are married, there are great benefits to being married. Did you know? Uh-oh. Well now, I'm here to tell you that if you are a married couple, you are more likely, if you get cancer, any breast cancer, any type of cancer, to recover, to go into remission, because you're married, because you have someone there to give you that loving care. Oh, the word love, how big it is. That's why I tell you, you should operate and do everything in the name of love. I guarantee you, that's the way to go. Love, love, and more love. Shower your friends with love, the ones you really think love you and you love them. Don't waste your love on those who you're trying to fight to love you. Go to hell. Let them go to hell. Don't beg anyone to love you. I remember one preacher saying, the thing that makes me mad is when someone tells me, oh, I'm learning to love you. I'm trying to love you. I don't need nobody to try to love me. You either love me or you don't. And I really don't care if you don't love me. How about that? Because I love me. And that's the key to this whole drive. And you know, I heard a preacher saying this morning, what's his name? Rich Vieira or Rich Vera or something like that in Orlando. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. He said, don't worry about those people who are telling you you're not tithing, so your life is going to fall apart and you're going to be depressed and God is not going to answer your prayers. Lie. How many more people are going to lie to us? So he says, don't listen to that. Go look him up. His name is Rich Vera or something like that. First time I've seen him. Young guy. Looked like he's all into himself, dressed up and, fixing his collar every minute and that kind of thing. But, I don't know. Maybe he's just loving himself, which is what I want him to do. So you can check him out. He's in Orlando. Sorry, I'm not close enough so I could just drive to the church to see if he's real. He doesn't have a church either. He's meeting in a hotel. Yeah. You like to check them preachers out, to see if they're telling you the truth. Because some of them are not telling you the truth. They lie too, just like the politicians. To get your tithe, and if you don't have... when I grew up, and I was a little girl, and my grandmother used to drag me to church every single Sunday first, and then she became a Seventh-day Adventist worshiper on a Saturday. And when you talk about tithing, she brought not only money, but she brought things. Whatever she had. Whatever crop that was reaped by her husband, she took it. She took things. And I think that's what the Bible shows you to do. So this Mr. Rich Vera is telling you, don't let not being able to tithe depress you or keep you from church. If you want to go to church and you can't tithe that day, and do not allow them to make you feel bad about it. He said, absolutely not. Because God's grace is what he gives to us. Each and every one of us. We have his grace and his mercy. We just have to ask for it and pray for it every single day. And tap into our inner spirit, our inner voice. You know, sometimes you listen to people and they say, oh, you know, my mind told me not to do so and so, but I did it and it didn't go so well. Listen to that voice. The greatest thing that I heard Rich Vera said today, he said you must learn to hear the voice of God. Whether if you are doing it in your quiet moment, if you're moving around, whatever you're doing, you need to learn to hear his voice. Simple. Hear his voice. Hear his voice. Okay? Alrighty. So the benefits of marriage is not only to help you with cancer, it also helps you with your finances. Because I guess if you pool your finances, or, you know, in some cases, you know, the wife says, what I have is mine and what you have is ours. Not so. If you pool your resources and you are honest about your finances, because you know some people, you're getting married these days, you better do what's called a Dun and Bradstreet of the person you're marrying. You don't want to marry someone who is laden with debt. And then it turns around on you, because you know when you get married you become one. Like this. Some of us didn't really know it, you know. Just try calling up the IRS and see what happens. You become one. You become one. And until you part, you're one. And until you get a divorce, you're still one. And even when you get a divorce, you're still one sometimes, because you're stupid enough to sign that thing that he applied for because you're so in love and you want to help him. Ladies and gentlemen, don't be that dumb. If your husband is going on a train that you think that train is not going to stay on them rails, don't go through it because you are in love. And what does he do in the process? He will allow that house to go into foreclosure, and they will come after you. That's what it is. Even if you had nothing to do with it, even if he cheated you and you didn't know that your name was not on the stupid mortgage, but they come after you because your name is there somewhere. So be wary of those that are telling you wrong stories. Anyway, I see that in the UK-based Cooperative Legal Services studied divorce trends in the UK. Oh yes, they did. And over the past 40 years, they've done this. And now they've found that unreasonable behavior is now cited in 47% of divorce cases. So it's no longer irreconcilable differences like Mr. Rick Santorum wants us to think. And, you know, he had no choice to divorce his wife. Now it's unreasonable behavior. So what exactly is unreasonable behavior, you might ask? Okay. In the 1970s, it was only cited in 28% of cases. That is unreasonable behavior, right? Okay. All right, but now, and you see that I'm looking because I'm trying to change my graphics here. 28% of cases. What's more, the latest figures show only 15% of divorces are caused by infidelity. Who knew? I thought most divorces were caused by infidelity. Are you as dumb as I am? We're not dumb. We just did not know. Who would have thought that infidelity is only 15% of the people? That's the reason they got divorced. 15%? That's a very low number. In the 1970s, though, cheating was cited at 29%. So in the 70s, oh gosh, I guess those guys were cheating some more. And maybe the gals too. Can't just put it on the guys now, you know, because women are out there doing some things that are just making them look like guys. Okay, so what exactly constitutes unreasonable behavior? The Guardian gave a few examples from lawyers who are, you know, have had a few divorce cases under their belt. A husband who made his wife feel guilty for going out with her friends. A cross-dressing husband who had a sex change. And a spouse who withdrew the family savings and burned it in the bedroom. What? Burned the money? How do you burn the money? Grab that money before you burn it. Who wants to burn money? I don't. Do you want to burn money? That is definitely unreasonable behavior, I think. The National Fatherhood Initiative conducted a similar study in the U.S., asking divorced individuals why they decided to end their marriages. Increasingly, or interestingly also, they found adultery wasn't the top reason for divorce in the United States either. It's not just the UK. 73% of couples blamed their divorces on a lack of commitment. Okay. Lack of commitment? I can see that. Because a lot of people, they get married for the wrong reasons. They get married because they think the guy have a lot of money that they can get, and they pretend to love. Or the guy is romantic initially to get the girl, and then he becomes a beast. Okay, or if you come from certain cultures, they don't even know the word romance. What it means to be romantic. It doesn't mean that you have to send flowers, okay? It means that you have to know that September 22nd was Wife Appreciation Day. That's what it means. Stuff like that. Doing something unusual. And it doesn't always have to involve sex, okay? Because all these guys, all these men that we're married to, I think they believe that sex is the thing that you want when you figure they're going to be romantic. Hell no. Ain't no sex. There's so many other things you can do for your wife or your significant other that does not involve sex. And my golly, I guess we can kind of relax now. I thought infidelity was the biggest thing that causes divorce. How wrong I was and how wrong you were. It's not. So, but if you're married though, there are benefits. So if you have cancer, for instance, and that person is committed to caring and loving and taking care of you and making sure you're good and making sure you get all the right treatment and the right nutrition and everything, and give you lots of hugs like I gave to my daughter. Oh yes, marriage has its perks. Whoa. It's good to be married. But if you're single, let's get real. I would like for you to enjoy your singleness, your single life. Go out and meet people, but don't try to get to meet people in the gutter. Go and meet people of influence that will influence your life in a positive way. Yeah? And I'm not saying you shouldn't marry someone who doesn't have any money. Maybe you shouldn't. Because sometimes when I watch HGTV and I see, oh, we can't buy this house because this person isn't working or this person doesn't have any money, I'm going, girl, didn't you know that before you kind of hooked on to the person or before you put the ring on it? Don't listen to Beyonce. Putting the ring on it, you need to find out some more things. You see, she married someone who had more money than she did, despite the fact her parents didn't even want it to happen. Think about that. So she can now buy him a Bugatti, a car that's worth over $1 million. And he, I think, bought her a Bentley. The rich toys of these rich folks. And then they have so much power over us. I heard one wealthy man saying, everyone who has met me or come across me has been better off for knowing me because I'm rich and I made their lives better. Well, at first when you listen, you think he's being pompous, but no. He said, my children, my ex-wives, my maid, my employees, they're all better off for knowing me. So hey, I'm going to push my shoulders back and I'm going to try to make his money. How about that? It is wonderful. When you have money, you are able to give. So nothing is wrong with money. For the love of money. You know, you pray to the money that you have, and you don't want to do anything else but have that money? And you're still mean to people? Even your children. Some people who have money, you know, refuse to give their children anything. Because they say, go out and work for it yourself. Nah, I think that's the extreme. Children should learn the value of money. They should know that money does not just come out of the ATM without you putting your own money in there. And that leads me to the banks. Because you see, the banks are acting like they're doing us a favor. Like I think I heard the head of Goldman Sachs talking about, you know, we should be thankful for what the bank has done for us. What has the bank done for you lately? You put your money in the bank and they take that money and work it. Are they putting their money in there and working it by themselves? No. It's our money that we put in all these banks that make them be able to do what they do. And then when you go for a loan, they act as if they're doing you a favor. They're not doing you any favors. They're lending you someone else's money, not theirs. Get wise, people. Read some more. And I encourage you to read my book. It's important to read my book. Definitely very, 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 very important to read my book. Okay, so we're going to take another break and come back to you in just a moment. That is, right now is the moment. Remember, April 30th, 2014 is International I Love Me Day. I want you to start thinking about what will you do special for you on that day. Share it with me on Facebook and Twitter. And join the conversation on the Diana Wright Show, Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. We are live. The number to call, 561-228-1921. That's 561-228-1921. Join the conversation. Like us on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Okay, we are back. 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 Yes, are we back? Oh, yes, we're back now. Welcome to the program. This is the Diana Wright Show live. We thank you so much for joining us from around the world and in the United States. So, have you ever wondered about sex and heart attack? You know, if someone has a heart attack, mostly the guys, what will they be able to do after that heart attack? Have you wondered about that? Okay, well, lots of people are. Because people are wondering if after you have a heart attack and you recover, are you still able to have sex? Oh yeah. Should you have sex after a heart attack? That's a question being asked. But this is the advice that is given. Yes, you can have sex after you have a heart attack and you have your treatment and you have gotten your strength back. Because less than 1% of all heart attacks happen during sexual activity. So, you know, we hear about a few of our friends who've had heart attacks having sex and whatever. The number is low, less than 1%. Okay? But what they're wanting you to do is, if your exercise capacity is unknown, an exercise stress test can help determine whether you might develop signs and symptoms of cardiovascular disease during sexual activity. So you might want to ask your doctor to give you a stress test after that heart attack. Sexual activity is reasonable if you can exert enough energy to ride a stationary bike or walk at a comfortable pace without experiencing angina, excessive breathlessness, ECG changes signifying lack of oxygen to the heart muscle, arrhythmia. Okay? So if you have a heart attack and then you're able to ride a stationary bicycle without kind of almost dying, then you're ready to have sex again. Okay. And also, when you ride that bike, if there's a rise in your blood pressure, you need to watch that too. So anyway, next, cardiac rehabilitation and regular exercise can reduce the risk of cardiovascular complications during sexual activity. So, exercise. Boy, how many times do we have to hear that word exercise? And some of us are just still not doing it. We find excuses. Well, black women say, oh, I can't get my weave wet. And black women who don't have weaves, they say, oh, I can't get my hair. My hair is done, and if I exercise, then I have to go back to the hairdresser to get my hair done. Which one is more important, your hair or dying? Your hair or living? Which one will you choose? We need to get our priorities straight. That's what we need to do. Love ourselves, because if you love yourself, you're not going to tell me about your hair is going to get messed up. Oh, my daughter tried that one day. I was like, no, your hair ain't going to get messed up. Let's just put it in a ponytail as long as it is, because she has naturally long hair. And yeah, when you sweat, you know, if you're a black person, around the edges and the front and the back, it's going to get a little nappy. But so what? You're exercising and you're saving your life. How about that? So I don't want to hear any black women telling me no crap about not wanting to exercise because of my hair. Your hair is not going to have a heart attack. Your hair does not have high blood pressure. Okay? So you need to take this to heart. Exercise. And remember now, you don't have to go that whole long 1 hour every single day. 15 minutes. Now they're even breaking it down to 10 minutes. As long as you get that heart racing and, beating. Get your heart rate up. Just exercise, please. I beg you. And keep your weight down. I don't care what you need to do. Just keep your weight down. Okay. Alrighty. So, some medications, a lot of elderly people are taking this whole lot of pills. Some of them have a whole big bag or two. Some medications given after heart attack, including beta blockers, can cause sexual dysfunction. If this distresses you, talk with your physician. Okay? And erectile dysfunction, which we hear so much about that I just want to turn off the radio and the TV, the sound of the TV, and close my eyes sometimes when I hear. Okay. Please, no more Cialis, no more Viagra. Stop it. And there are many more. Those are just the two I remember. And what is it that can make your penis longer and all this kind of stuff? My golly. Erectile dysfunction drugs interact dangerously with nitrates. Nitrates, which are given for chest pain. Never take these two drugs together. Never, never, never take nitrates together with erectile dysfunction drugs. So if you are taking, say, some kind of pill that you're taking for gout or high blood pressure or whatever it is, and you have nitrates in them, please, men, do not take Viagra or Cialis or any other thing that is promising you forever erection and stamina, because it will interact. And do you know some of those side effects of Viagra? It can actually make you blind, I didn't know until I did some research about it. And they're trying still to make a female Viagra. I ain't taking none. How about you? They will stay there on the shelf for all I care. It's all in your mind. Sex is in your head. Here is where it all happens. Do you really want to have sex with your husband? Or you don't? Did he piss you off enough today that you don't want him to even touch you? That's what you need to think about. Did he cheat on you and you just can't get beyond that cheating thing? Because every time you close your eyes, you're thinking of him and the other person that he was with. It's in your mind, in your head. That's where the sex thing is. You find the right person and see how much your libido just strike up a pose. Or you are in the mood yourself and see how much your libido spikes. It's all in your head, people. You want to change your life, you got to change your mind. Simple. That's it. I love me. Hallelujah. So, keep in mind, less than 1% of people get a heart attack when having sex. So don't think it's a whole lot of people. Okay, here I go now to libido killers. I just spoke about it, and I'm going to go back and speak about something else now that relates to it. So I want you to like us on Facebook for that. Yeah? And watch my videos that I have on Facebook. Please, 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 and keep sharing them, sending them to your friends. I don't have to post a new video every day, every week. The old ones have the message. So keep on keeping on. Do you see they're bringing back the old fashions? I think the only thing they're not bringing back right now is the corset that women used to wear, because I want to breathe. I don't want to be going like this, you know, all the time. Yeah, you want to have some good posture, but you don't want to be, can't breathe. All right? So keep that in mind. Anyway, continuing in the vein of libido killers. Sugar is one of your libido killers. Even though you love that cheesecake and that ice cream and that cake, it will kill your libido. Ouch! Why? Testosterone levels can decrease by as much as 25% after a blood sugar spike. So if you love cake like me and you love ice cream like me, watch yourself. I'm so thankful to Rad Wellness, because the detox that I took with them, you know, Rad Wellness detox, it actually calmed my feeling, my cravings for ice cream. I used to want ice cream every weekend because I thought I was getting myself a treat. No, no, no. Not every day, not every week either. Once in a while, you have that ice cream that you want, or that slice of cake. But do not make it every day, because it will add them pounds to your hips and your waistline, where you don't want it, and your belly. Okay, so sugar. When testosterone drops, so does your libido. Okay, next one, trans fat. It's bad for cardiovascular health, and successful erections are dependent on an efficiently functioning heart. How is your heart doing? I hope it is as good as mine, because I think mine is doing pretty good. Let your heart be not troubled, neither let yourself be afraid. Relax. Tomorrow is not promised. Live in the moment and take it in. This is the present, and live in the present, because that's what's important. The present. Remember, the present is the gift that God gave to you. Open the present and receive your gift from God every single day. Remember the 2 boxes of blessings that I told you to open every day? The gold one or the purple one, because those are the colors that I think are just powerful, including my orange that I'm wearing here. Orange and green, yeah, they're all good. But gold and purple, yeah, those colors. Open those boxes every day and receive your blessings of love and prosperity and great health. Receive it in the name of Jesus. So canned foods, another one. Okay. It contains, the cans now contain BPA in the lining of the cans. And men that are exposed to this BPA are 4 times more likely to report erectile dysfunction. So instead of taking Cialis and Viagra and all those other things, maybe you should stop eating some canned foods. How about that? That's an easy one. And 7 times more likely to report problems of premature ejaculation. So watch them canned foods now. Well, they say sardines are good, and they're in your can. Tin mackerel is good, and Lots of Caribbean countries drink, live on that. But I think they mean daily, excessively. Don't live on canned foods. Every day you get home, you open a can of something and pour it in the pot and heat it up and give it to your kids. Cook some real food. Soy can lead to erectile dysfunction. Who knew that? After they've promoted soy so much? Well, it just doesn't work for my body, so I know I can't deal with that. And salt is a contributor to high blood pressure, causes erectile dysfunction that cannot be treated with ED drugs. So if you have erectile dysfunction and you're eating a whole lot of salt, the drugs you're taking will mean nothing to you. Shall we take another break and come back to you in just a slither of a moment? Yes, I shall do just that right about now when I speak. Hello everyone, I am just asking you from around the world and in the United States to partner with the Diana Wright Show. Sponsor the Diana Wright Show or advertise on the Diana Wright Show. To do so, please call 561-228-1921. That's 561-228-1921. Please sponsor, partner with us, and advertise with us to make the show a big hit, just like you do by liking us on Facebook and following me on Twitter. Thank you so much. Don't forget the number to call, 561-228-1921. That's 561-228-1921. Also, we invite you to invite me to be at your event as a speaker and to tell you about my new book, Deadly Negligence. And so we encourage you to partner with us right here on the Diana Wright Show. Advertise with us and sponsor the Diana Wright Show. 561-228-1921. Thank you so much. Okay, we are back. Yes, we are back. We're back. And welcome once again from around the world and in the United States. We only have a few minutes to go, so I'm going to wrap it up by just giving you a snippet of some racism stories that I have for you, and I will give them all to you tomorrow. A Connecticut school is facing backlash from parents following a controversial school trip that took place last year. James and Sandra Baker, parents of a student at Hartford Magnet Trinity College Academy, what a long name for a school, my lord, I'm tired even just saying it, said their daughter was forced to participate in an uncomfortable presentation about slavery. Testifying at a Hartford Board of Education hearing, the Bakers said that during the Underground Railroad reenactment activity on their then 7th graders class field trip, students were called the N-word, the nigger word. I don't know why people just write the N-word. Why don't you just write the word out? They also said that the children had to pretend to be picking cotton like a real slave now. Pick them cotton like a real slave, I was told. Hold their heads down and not make eye contact with the white masters. Hello? Are we in 2012 last year, or we are not in 2012 last year? 2013 this year, it's almost finished, and we're going into 2014 and we're still going through all these racial crazies? The Bakers said that the reenactment was incredibly traumatizing for their child, who just happened to be black. They've been fighting the school's decision to participate in the program ever since. The field trip took place at Nature's Classroom, a 40-year-old residential environmental education program in Connecticut. Sandra Baker testified that reenactment was so realistic that at some points her daughter did not know if the leaders were joking, and said she was particularly troubled because, quote, as an African-American parent, I carefully consider how my children receive messages about racial identity. Exactly. I need to be teaching my child about racial identity, not you. The Bakers had previously filed complaints with Connecticut's Department of Education, Commission on Human Rights, and Office for Civil Rights. The Baker family isn't the first to express this concern about Nature's Classroom. In 2008, I think your memory can be jogged a little bit, a Nature's Classroom field trip sparked a similar debate in Western Massachusetts, when Jefferson Street School 5th graders participated in the Underground Railroad activity. According to A Teaching Tolerance, a magazine published by the Southern Poverty Law Center, parents of Jefferson student Maya Sackvitude, or Sackvitney, yeah, I think that's the correct pronunciation, Sackvitney, who is also black, were upset that white facilitators played the role of masters and bounty hunters. Now, I'm almost out of time, but I just want you to feed on that for the day. Consider what's going on in America, especially now that we have an African American president in the White House. His term is flying by. Who will be next? Have you loved yourself today? Have you told yourself, looking in the mirror, I love me just the way God made me? I did. And I made sure, I told my daughter to make sure that she loves who she is. I always, have that conversation. That's when you have conversations with your children, is when you're in the car, there's nothing else. You can turn the radio off if you don't want to hear it. And just ask them some questions. See the answers you get. Well, it was supposed to be Wellness Wednesday. I'm not quite sure what happened to my partner Dax Dunn, but I have a feeling he had a problem. But no worries. I'm sure he'll join us another day this week, or next week for that matter, when we try to get you well and bring you back to the Wellness Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, October 19th is my first book signing in Broward in Plantation at Midtown 24, the Alibi Room, 700 Southwest 78th Avenue. That's in Plantation, behind Barnes & Noble, in the Fountains. So I look forward for you to join me then. You can give me a call at 561-228-1921. Don't be calling me from no anonymous numbers, though, because I don't answer. And if I don't answer, please leave me a message. If you don't leave a message, you're not serious. Talk to you later. Be blessed, stay well, and keep Mark 11 of the Bible, verse 22 on to about 25, in your thoughts. Hebrews 11 would also do you well. Have a blessed day. See you tomorrow, same time, same place, right here on the Diana Wright Show Live. Thank you from around the world and in the United States for joining me today. Have a great day. Ciao.